Welcome back to the Hockey Shop Source for Sports, or as we like to call it here at InGoal Magazine, Goalie Utopia. And as usual, in the springtime, things get a little brighter. New gear arrives, ready for all the eager young goalies to come in and try it on, check it out, take it home with them. Today we're focusing on one of the second price points. I think one of the things we've done over the years at InGoal is talk a lot about pro level gear, the highest end stuff. But the reality is for a lot of goalies, whether it's beer league or minor hockey coming up, it's that next price point down, especially for a young goaltender that's growing. And our friends at Brian's have a new product coming out this year, Optik X2. Cam, you've had this on the ice. So that's one of the beauties of coming to the hockey shop, thehockeyshop.com, talking to people like Cam. They don't just read you a spec sheet out of a catalog. He's had it on the ice. He's tried it. First impressions, walk us through what this line is supposed to be, walk us through how it's felt, walk us through some of the features that make it unique.
So we're going to switch it up a little bit and start with gloves first.
Gloves first, excellent.
Why not? So starting with the blocker, because this one's going to be one of the easier ones. If you're already familiar with the Optik 9.0, and even for that matter, the Pro Optik, not too far off. Great balance feel, nice flat blocker board, very, very easy to present face forward to the shooter. Again, I don't want to use the term because I hate it, blocker's a blocker, but this blocker is in fact a blocker. Come talk to me, I'm an expert. Okay, glove. Moving forward here. This is probably one of the things that I've seen the most improvement between, say, their 9.0, which was last year, and this Optik X2 stuff. This glove initially out of the box is a great closure. This nice wide presentation, very, very easy to catch with, very, very easy to get fingers forward, cover a lot of surface area with it. And like I said, nice, easy, consistent closure out of the box. I really like the feel of this for especially something coming into that mid-range price point. Great execution by Brian's and definitely a great option for you to check out if that's the price point you're shopping at.
All right, next.
Pads. So, what's different, why this is important, and why you should check it out. What's different? Let's start with strapping first. So Brian's has brought over that similar Optik 2 strapping down to the Optik X2, so that mid-range level. Their Genetic X, which still remains current and is also their other line, designed to be the more flexible pad, also features a similar strapping system. This does have a softer boot. It does have a bit of flex to it, so don't get too caught up with it, but clean flat face to the design.
Still a stiffer pad overall in comparison to the Genetic line.
That's correct,
okay.
Yes. So great seal to the pad, a little bit more of that straighter curve, so you more flexible goalies are going to find that this is a little bit easier for you to kick out and get that nice overall coverage down to your butterfly. Brian's Primo material.
I was going to say, like for a lower price point pad, their top end sliding material is on this.
Correct. And you can really notice it, and again, it makes that sound as you're sliding around.
It does, but it also makes it a lot easier to slide around. So I was impressed to see this. Is this new in terms of being on the lower price point pad for them?
So Genetic X was the first one. Now they brought it over to that Optik line. It wasn't featured on the 9.0, but is now featured on the Optik X2. Again, great upgrade, does make a difference for your slide, worth considering for sure. And it comes down to, splitting hairs between the two pads, and also what else is out on the wall. I noticed it, felt it, makes that very satisfying sound. Check it out.
What are some of the differences? You've talked a little bit about the improvements on this from 9.0. What are some of the differences? Because at the end of the day, you're not quite always going to get, there's a reason Pro is more expensive than the next level down.
Correct.
What are some of the drop-offs that you're accepting by going to this in terms of materials? Is there a difference in the knee stack? Things like that from this compared to the next lineup?
Similar design, slightly different stack setup itself. Core is again one of the bigger ones that changes. They aren't using their high-grade E-foams and whatnot inside the core of the pad. That will make a difference for the pad over an extended period of time, especially with heavy use. However, They're still using really top quality stuff. This stuff's assembled in the Philippines. It's not assembled in China. Why that makes a difference, those guys in that Philippine factory, there's a little bit more care involved. They're used to sewing through thick pieces of leather. I believe they make baseball gloves there as well. So
Yeah, I will say the one thing I say, like, and this is probably why you're seeing the closure on that glove, you know, for an offshore product is so nice. The factory that Brian's associated itself with in the Philippines, the backstory is that they used to make Rawlings baseball gloves there. So I'm not surprised that that's one that requires a little bit more craftsmanship. And so I'm not surprised that you're seeing that feel and that closure in that glove with the, you know, the way they've affiliated themselves with that factory. The other thing too is we weighed it 5.1 pounds. So quite often when you see the materials downgraded slightly to justify the lower price point, things get heavier. In this case, yeah, heavier, but like not excessively. This is still a really light pad for a second price point.
correct. Yeah, it's right up there with a lot of the other offerings that are out there currently on the market. So definitely is something worth checking out if you're in the market for a new set of pads.
Brian's Optik X2, it's in store now at thehockeyshop.com. It'll be available online by the time you watch this at thehockeyshop.com or in person at the Hockey Shop Source for Sports here in Vancouver, out in the outskirts, Surrey, suburbs. Cam, if they've got questions about this line, where can they get a hold of you?
And give me a call at 604-589-8299 or 1-800-567-7790.
I'm impressed that you've got that dialed down after, you know, like we're only 2 years into this. It's pretty impressive, but I kind of miss having Siri come on the show and lecture you for not knowing it. I guess we're going to have to find something else for her to come and lecture. Anyways, if you've got questions, the new Brian's line is here. Great second price point option for you. Again, whether you're a young goaltender coming up or this is a good enough pad for beer leaguers, absolutely. Make sure you give Cam a call, check it out at thehockeyshop.com. And check back next week when we've got more new gear ready for you at all price points. That was a really lousy exit.
Neato!
Good job, Kev. We're going to leave that in.